and have it against his throat with flick of the wrist, the feet, before he can do anything. If you can get fast enough at it, doesn't really matter where your hands are.
With your blade to his throat, most normal people would be like, "Oh dear." Meat Sprinkles just smiling as, "Good." Then could murder everyone.
Right?
Not friends.
No.
Others, non-friends.
There you go. You're getting it. You're getting it. I like it.
Yes. And so basically, unless there's anything else you want to cover in this, as you guys are
we can just start our walk back.
Yeah. Basically, what Meat Sprinkles is going to do is he doesn't actually have any daggers. He's only got a short sword.
Okay.
So if you would let him borrow a dagger, he is basically going to practice this motion the entire walk back.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give him one of my old daggers that I never use anymore.
Yeah.
One, I'm actually going to give him. I've got my cloak and my leather all over the place, and I'm going to show him a secret pouch, which is going to look hilarious to show him, and be like, "Hey, I got. Trust me here. I got something to show you." And he stops, and he like turns his leg out, and he's got a little just below the crotch secret compartment in one of his leggings where there's another sheath with a little like small size dagger. And so after making it all awkward with the presentation, he shows him that secreted sheath and pulls it out, and he's like, "Here," flips it around and gives him the pommel on a sword, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the difference is, personally.
Semantics.
But yeah, so
looks
he'll.
like the stream disconnected. Second.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's really bad today for some reason.
I'm going to take this opportunity to pour my rice into a bowl so I can eat it.
Pretty sure it connected just as you said that.
Yeah, just
Rice!
gone back live. Yeah, well, one other thing I'm going to say for flavor on this walk back.
Mm-hmm.
Meat Sprinkle, like he's practicing this, trying to like quickly pull it out from like tucked into the front of his pants, and he keeps going, it's not quite, and he just kind of looks and goes, what if there was a way to attach the dagger to my actual wrist, and then I just go, so it's secret, and then
That would be awesome.
Meat Sprinkles will work on this.
Sweet.
Believe it or not, Meat Sprinkles was actually very good with making things.
Get one of those. I want one too.
Meat Sprinkles is not good with people, but would be interesting to have little. So when you move wrist, in similar motion to pulling out, as if and could either stay attached to wrist and stab you like this, or and
Yeah, put me down for 2.
Meat Sprinkles will work. Do we have leather?
Well, if not, we kill enough things to
we
make
have
leather.
a lot of leather.
Yay! So that's what Meat Sprinkles is going to be working on in his downtime. He's going to be working on wrist-mounted sheaths with some kind of spring-loaded mechanism. I don't know why. I'm just doing this a lot now.
Jazz hands.
Well, why not?
That's jazz hands. This is.
My camera doesn't capture it fast enough.
I don't know what that is.
Microaggression hands?
I don't know. It's just yeah. Okay. So you get back to the camp. Everyone else is still sound asleep. You
Except for Kid, whose eyes are smoldering red in the darkness.
Nope, you don't see him.
Can he
Kid sleeping
feel
still?
the darkness enclosing around
Okay,
him?
when I come back, I do look around to see if everybody's there. Like, he's totally trying to cover his tracks a little bit. And I imagine he would have put two and two, like Sugar plus Kid, together at some point on the walk.
Yeah, you probably would have noticed that this bat flapping around it's not acting like an actual normal wild animal. It's not like just buggered off and
What?
gone off on its
Is there
own.
a specific color?
Sugar is black, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then.
But well, Cody,
mm,
you can decide what Sugar's doing. Actually, I'm not going
How?
He
to.
put it in.
put it in Discord. Sugar is, well, perch seems a little wrong, but kind of hanging from a top of the tent that has been secured, with a shit-eating bat grin. Although you don't see Kid anywhere. Kid is, well, actually no, you see his feet, like he's in the same position you left him.
Okay. So as I go and tuck meat sprinkles in, I'm just gonna casually try and take a look and see if those feet are actually attached to anything, or if they're just boots in there.
So you guide meat sprinkles back over to what has been dubbed the dark tent with bad parts inside of it. Kid, are you conscious? Are you awake?
Kid is lying on the floor of the tent and not acknowledging anything.
So meat sprinkles crawls into bed, like still sopping wet. He has no concept. Sleeping in wet clothes being a really stupid idea. And he's just getting the tent really wet and disgusting. He just kind of snuggles on down into his little sleeping bag type thing. And before he does, he kind of glances over at you, Flake, at the entrance of a tent, and goes, "This was nice. Thank you, new friend.
Dude, stay warm. Make sure you don't die of hypothermia.
Night times."
Okay.
And coughs up a little bit of water.
All right,
Are you
kid.
done for that
If you wanna talk about this, that's cool. If you just want to murder me in my sleep, I guess that's cool too. Good night.
You don't hear a damn thing.
And the night is over.
Hide check for my sleep.
Yeah, go get yourself a good sleep. Are you actually wanting to go and find somewhere secretive?
Oh,
to
I'm
sleep?
hiding the shit out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, roll a hide check then, as you go
Yeah.
find where to set up your hammock.
I'm walking about 50 to 80 feet out of the camp. I'm bringing my hammock. I take it down and take it with me, and then put it in my backpack as soon as I'm out of sight. And then I climb a tree. And then after half an hour, I climb down and I climb a different tree because I'm nervous.
Okay, so hide check
Only
of
a
22.
fly can be watching you. That
Yeah.
has blind sense.
And I'm watching for the bat the whole time. Probably not seeing it, but I'm watching for it. Do you want a spot check for that?
You. No.
Well,
Sugar's
that's
hanging on the tent. Sugar's done for tonight.
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so everyone gets a good sleep.
I don't get a good sleep at all.
Like is
Some more so than
like,
others.
I'm sitting upright in a tree on a branch somewhere, doing that thing where you sit so that if you fall asleep, you're gonna fall, and just every 30 seconds, just no.
oh, we lost the Baco.
Turbulence.
Yeah,
Turbulence.
plain times. Okay,
Might be landing or something. You never know.
breakfast for people. You would most definitely notice there is somewhat of a puddle in and around the dark tent. And other people are starting to get up and get started on things. The campsite's a little bit bustling, a little bit moving. Kid,
Mhm.
how are you doing this morning?
After that time has passed, I cast it to dry everything in the tent.
Okay.
And I get up and I walk over to Keldor just to get the final parts of our plan in order.
Okay.
I talk to the people who are around because we figured out who's leaving and who's staying this time.
Yeah. We decided Angus would be coming with us. Duraterra, Bardic, who else was it? Unst was going with them, and I think.
Weren't we gonna
Okay.
bring like Genthri or Moradin?
Oh yeah, Gen3 was going with not Gen3. Notad.
Okay,
Oh,
so
no, Tad.
Notad. I'm just
Notad,
trying to.
Unst, Bardic, and Duraterra.
Yeah. Where's Duratara?
And Angus.
No, Angus
Yeah,
is
I think
coming
5
with
and-
us.
Yeah.
Because it's his
Oh, is
wife.
everybody else?
So
Are all the others staying behind? Is that what you were saying?
No, the others are heading off to.
those
the other
four
place.
are going off to get Griffin Knights.
Eagle Knights, giant Eagle Knights.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So,
that.
I must have missed that conversation, but that's awesome.
Duratara, wherever her token is.
And meat sprinkles. We're gonna send meat sprinkles with them.
For his own safety.
Mm-hmm.
They could probably use a rogue too.
As they start heading off, I pull Meat Sprinkles aside and I say, once you're in the big town, don't kill anybody. If you kill somebody, a lot more people are going to try and kill you then. So just don't kill anybody.
And then I go up to him and like in the same thing, I'm not hiding or anything. I'm like,
Yes, remember, you haven't spent a lot of time in cities. They're more dangerous than out here. For people like us, they're more dangerous.
Yeah,
I
don't
kiss
kill
him and
anybody.
walk up and say, but if someone
Yeah.
hands you gold coins and tells you to kill someone, that's fine.
No, it is not fine because right now you're not going as a mercenary.
Just remember,
And
always
I'm looking
ask,
at Kid, like glaring at him,
These
like
mercenaries.
yeah.
always ask at least one question deep. Why? Why would they give you money to kill someone? Because they don't want to kill them themselves. Why wouldn't they want to kill them themselves? Maybe
Probably 'cause
because
they'll
you
get
go
killed.
to jail or get killed. Yeah, one of the two.
don't take money.
Works for me.
Don't take the fall for anybody else.
Bardic
Goodbye, we
will
love
kind
you.
of look over to you and be like, "Don't worry, I'll keep him under wraps, and I'll also keep an eye on Unst.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea too.
And you know what? I guess also Duratara and Notad is like,
Make sure your words don't get you into trouble.
this should not be a thing.
No, probably shouldn't. like you
and
guys
I
alive.
just take Bardic to the side and I'm like, try not to let them kill everything in sight.
He gives like a thumbs up, like, "Yep, got it."
If you
And,
have to magic them, do it. You have permission.
Bardic gives you like a knowing nod and like a little bit like, "Yeah, I got this." And once they, have they have breakfast, they get their wagon packed up, and does anyone else have any goodbyes to anybody aside from?
Oh, I'm gonna give him 2 more daggers.
You give Meat Sprinkles more daggers, and he kind of looks at them all and goes like, "I only have 2." And then he has this thought where he puts one, like he puts the handle of one in his mouth and holds the other 2 and goes, "Yes."
That's the spirit.
Like, "Yes. Yes, I do."
Does he have hair? Do goblins have hair?
He does.
Yeah.
I believe there's
Is
a
it
picture
long
of
enough?
him in now, like an actual. He has an actual token now.
Yep, I
Mhm.
included one.
I should probably
Okay.
start using that.
Yeah. Is his hair long enough, say, for me to show him the trick where I have one of my daggers holding my hair tied up as the pin?
Yeah, by the looks of it on his token.
Okay. And I'm gonna show him how to do that one real quick before he goes. And I don't think anybody else has ever seen me pull the dagger out of my hair, so that might be a first for some other people too.
Yeah, everyone's kind of gone, the heck? Un's like, this is clever.
Mine is really heavily concealed and like dug like up under between my head and the big mount. You can tell I have hair. I've done this shit before. It's like in between the like mass of hair and his skull, so that it can actually be hidden a little bit. And there's Matt showing off his man bun for us for perfect visual effect.
See, what I was going to do is basically Meat Sprinkle's version is, I've just got a pair of small scissors. His is basically like that,
Super obvious.
just stuck in.
Okay, sure. Maybe when you put that in every day, just work on making it a little more hidden. But hey, you'll get better at it.
He looks at you and gives a very knowing look and goes, "Sneakies."
Sneakies.
And
Keldor kind of watched this exchange and picks up a dagger. And like, Keldor, at this point, when you first met him, he had fairly well-trimmed hair, but he still has a bit of a mane, and now it's grown out quite a bit, and he's just like, has like an idea, and he starts trying to make a couple sheaths, and he's going to try and craft that before we leave.
alrighty.
Cool.
Kid is going to walk to Primrose and ask to borrow their sickle.
Oh God.
Yeah, Primrose would
Be
have to.
bisected.
No, this is a perfect hair cutting implement because it's still got the augment crystal on it that restores 1 point to you. So if you cut yourself, you don't cut yourself.
Oh, I lopped your head off. Here's 1 point back.
No, it's like,
Well,
ow, I cut myself. Oh wait, no, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
basically,
that-
Kid immediately says, "All right, I guess if we're all talking about hair, I guess everyone needs a haircut. Who's first?"
Keldor immediately walks away. Just like to go do something.
Yeah, Angus kind of looks at you and goes, like, he just looks Kid up and down and just kind of goes, whilst I appreciate the sentiment, quite frankly, I've seen how you handle a blade, and you're probably a wee bit too good at actually, murdering things for me to trust you.
Oh, I haven't killed anything in the last couple of days.
So you're jonesing.
Well, whatever. If y'all need a demonstration, and Kid just binds his hair up in a little bit of a ponytail, and he flicks the sickle up there, and just pulls, and just immediately cuts off a good foot of his hair. Then just kind of shakes it back and forth and lets it fall into place. It doesn't look good.
So what you're saying is those moments in time when people do that, when they just go, but it wouldn't actually make a good haircut.
I've actually seen it
Uh,
done well. Not
But it's
often, but I
functional.
have seen it.
I would argue that I've never seen it done well. I've seen once or twice in a video where the shape of the person's face and the angle at which they cut it just happened to work out fortuitously for them and didn't look absolutely terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Yeah, it
known
doesn't look
people
good.
left over, but
Yeah.
that was the majority of the cut.
Gotcha.
So yeah, basically, as you're doing this, Angus is going to reach and he is going to notice, but he a bit of a thing goes.
I keep as I'm working on my stuff.
And he kind of looks at you and goes, "This is a valid point."
Do halflings grow facial hair
Yeah,
in your world? Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Halflings are quite renowned for like mustaches and mutton chops and
Okay. Then
and
it's
goatees and like very highly groomed.
it's a thing that Flick does the whole.
Almost as if he's had a lot
So-
of practice.
So,
Not cutting
what looks
himself.
like our time right before we go to break. Kid is going to take the amount of hair that he still has in his hand.
Shogun, thank you for the biddies.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Shogun.
Show me them bitties.
He's going to take the hair that he's still got in his hand. He's going to kind of hold it all together, best he possibly can. and he's going to walk over to Flick. And is Sputnik around?
Is around his neck as usual.
Okay. Kid is
Doesn't help me.
going to, since they've had this contact before, is going to basically think out loud. Well, as loud as he possibly can, thinking. I'm going to give Flick a treat. Would you mind giving this some seasoning? I say, asking him to breathe just the very slightest amount of fire onto the hair.
Budnick kind of raises his little head, kind of like cocks it.
Be fairly pungent.
Yummy.
Yeah, it is. Eat this.
What?
This is the first of many punishments I have planned. But I have mellowed out since I've met you. So, eat this.
Damn it.
He starts munching.
Kelter just looks like the complete confused dog, head tilt,
I
like
can't. It's hair. I can't chew it.
Oh, you
It
probably
doesn't
need something
chew.
to wash it down with. He reaches down and he gets a little bit of mud from the ground. Here.
Tumble tech away.
This isn't over!
Angus, Genfrey, Primrose, and Eliza just stood next to Keldor, and we're just kind of looking like,
what the hell is going on?
literally every single one of them in a perfect line are all doing the exact same head tilt as Keldor, like, they're more confused, like, they understand the kid's a bit of a weirdo, but they're more confused why you're doing what he said.
You
don't know what's going
I did
on.
it. Yeah. I imagine it's like that point in like the high school class where it's like you insult the kid that's known for making the quips, and then instead of making a quip, he's just like, fine.
and you're all like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when the class clown doesn't have a joke to make and just goes, okay, yeah. So, I think that moment is probably a rather perfect before we take a
My
quick
neck is cold.
break. Obviously, after this, I'm assuming everyone's going to start packing up and getting all their stuff ready to set off.
I think that's the plan.
I just imagine the scene as it fades black of Flick running and then kid chasing right after him. around and around and then it just goes ooh.
Because of his handful of mud going, come on!
It's nutritious.
It actually
So,
is. You're not
Earthy
wrong.
tasting.
So, with that, we will take a quick break, everybody. So everyone here can run off to the bathroom and I can go smoke and things like that. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, everybody. So stick around if you want more of this special breed of nonsense.
Or them sweet, sweet biddies.
Alrighty, well, welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the party. Before we jump right back on in, hey, do you like Welcome to the Party? Do you like this kind of stuff? Did you know if you donate bits, you can affect any game that is ongoing? For a small change in a game for 500 bits. Well, I just said it, for 500 bits, small change. I got my words all muddled up in my mouth. Examples of these include advantage, or a crit, or something else I can't think of off the top of my head because my brain is being bad. Or just suggest things into the chat, and most of us are usually looking at it, so we can go, "Ooh, hey, someone wants to." I'll go, "Ooh, yeah, cool."
The
It's a cool
first
idea,
tier
let's do it.
is for 1 bit. You get to psychically pet kid's cat.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Give us
Ares
the
the War
biddies.
God demands scritches.
More
Biddies for the kitty.
Kid didn't want to see you damn bitties.
That's the Scritch's face. Yep. And derailed by a cat.
And the other option is for 1,000 bits. You can affect the game in a large way, such as maximum damage, instant success at something. Easy example, in the Pokemon game I run on this channel on alternate Thursdays, someone donated that, and a shiny Mew appeared, and I had to rewrite a bunch of stuff to make it happen. If you wanted to do something like that, a dragon appears. Instant level up. I don't know. Stuff. Suggest things you think would be cool, and we can see if they can happen.
Instant
We
level
will ship
up
you a small
would be
imaginary
nice.
War God fur in a Ziploc bag. Spoilage not guaranteed. Don't get it DNA tested.
So, with all of that, yeah, you guys, you've said goodbye to your diplomacy team. They've gone away to get on with bits and pieces.
It's not a diplomacy team, it's a diplomacy force, Matt.
Diplomacy force, yeah.
Yes.
And so
Need to-
that's one of the wagons and teams of horses just traveling downstream.
And
Yep.
sorry, did we say Angus went with diplomacy force, or is Angus
No,
coming
he's
with us?
coming with us because his
Yeah.
wife
His wife,
is
yes.
involved, and he would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I
He
know
wants to
if-
get there ASAP. Yeah,
Yeah.
I keep
The
forgetting it's all about his wife.
Yeah, the 3 NPCs you've got with you, at least where I've marked: Angus, Eliza, Gen 3. Those are the 3 you want, right?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
That's
Because Gen
absolutely
3 for making potions and stuff, Eliza to actually heal our ass, and Angus because
fine. Yeah.
Mm.
So, I'm assuming you guys, you have your breakfast, Flick, you enjoy a mouthful of hair. There's a
Tasty.
way to make that dirty.
No,
Kelly
you
used
did it right there.
prestidigitation to even up his hair a little bit, which
You
he
know-
honestly considers is probably the better option here.
You know what's much better than hair? Warm hair. Definitely.
Mm,
Slightly singed. Has that nice pungent aroma
yeah, it do.
of how greasy his hair is.
Oh,
So- It's fair to say Flick is drunk.
God. Because you got yourself drunk after eating that?
Yep.
and he's like,
Used
kidding.
the prestidigitation to make the to make the drink taste like mud.
Yep, that's absolutely fine, Flick. Every drink you take, it tastes and feels like thick, disgusting mud, but it's still getting you hammered. So drink through it. Drink through the pain.
Kid doesn't realize that alcohol isn't supposed to taste great.
Still not the worst I've drank.
So, you guys pack up the remnants of your camp. Gen 3 packs up his little cauldron and make sure to kick out the fire and kind of destroy any signs that you guys were here. He's very conservational like that.
for supplies and stuff, I'm just gonna say that we kept the majority of it since they're headed forged civilization and we're not.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely fine. You could say you keep all of it.
I'm pretty
I'll-
sure
I'll
they'd
take that.
starve. Because none of
Yeah.
them are good at that kind of stuff.
I'll make sure
That's
at least
fine. We can
one
probably kill
barrel
a
of
troll and
the...
get some food.
They've got
Yeah.
Oon. Oon still do stuff for them.
Considering how I've seen him fish, I don't trust him to do anything.
He'll strangle a
Like a-
deer. Come on.
Yeah, he'd punch a deer.
Yeah,
Yes.
silly me. You're right.
So we still have like a decent amount of food and stuff, but we're probably down to like 10 days worth of meals.
Yeah, if you want to mark that down, that's absolutely fine. So,
I make sure that at least one of the remaining casks of alcohol makes it onto our wagon.
Oh,
oh
yeah.
yeah, definitely.
We still have quite a bit of alcohol because I packed like
Okay.
4 giant kegs of alcohol.
Yeah.
While prestidigitation is active, Kid's going to use the color changing abilities of it to mark a very specific path to where we need to start and stop when it comes to the river, so we can make the horses jump at just the right moment, since they won't realize they're flying.
Oh God.
And he then colors the horses to designate which horses need to be flying.
Wait, what's
both
what's
of
this
them.
plan again?
Both of them are blue.
Oh, okay. So here's the plan. I say bring them together, and I point at Vaco, and he says, he's going to cast Fly on these 2 horses. We're going to have
Kid will
them...
make jump.
Okay,
We're gonna have
I'm
them
with ya.
pull the wagon across the river. The wagon will have the floats on, so it can float across. And we're gonna have
Okay.
ropes attached from this tree, pointing at a really large tree near the bank. And that tree have a rope running across, and have the carriage hooked up to that rope, and probably a couple more ropes as well. And
Okay.
since we only have to make 2 horses fly, we should probably get 2 more people. You should make it so
How
that
about-
I can fly, and Angus can fly,
And-
the 2 strongest, so we can try and help keep anything from falling or tipping or...
I don't think I'm going to be able to do much with the 2 of you.
If what?
I don't know what he's talking about. Continue,
Okay.
Flick.
I'm
My
confused.
Baco
If,
impression.
if you make me fly, I can put the troll gut rope onto a tree on this side, and then fly across and put it onto a tree on the other side, and then we have that line set up.
Oh, no. You have a very important job. You've got to be hanging on the back so we can act as like a wind thing. Like it's wind resistance. We got to make sure the thing's not going to start going down when the horses go up. We're using you to balance that out. It's essential to the plan, Flick.
Intelligence check.
Do it.
Yeah,
Does
Or would
make
that be a
to
sense
Flick?
motive?
I think that might be a sense motive.
Okay.
Kid, if you want to bluff against that,
Sure. I'll give it a chance.
I'll roll for it. I'll play it out how it rolls.
Kid's
Oh.
not-
yeah, Kid is
It's not very
Tony. Is Kid blatantly lying?
That's an 18 cents motive to a 5 bluff.
Mhm.
He's blatantly.
You know what? It might be safer for me back there anyway. But I still think someone should fly across and set up the rope,
That's why I'm
whether
flying.
it's me or not. Okay.
I'll get the rope
Um,
across.
We
In
only
fact,
need
I
one
could just
person to
carry
fly.
you. Well, I'd like to have
Yeah.
2 people flying so that in case something goes wrong with the wagons, we can try and fix it without being in that water, because I don't trust that water.
Yeah,
The boat-
I mean, we just need to get the horses.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm
Well-
personally ready to go. I think I can time it just right.
Yep.
You look and see the neon pink lines in which the carriage is meant to directly go and where to
Neon
jump.
pink, which these colors have never before been seen in that world.
Mhm. And just
Yeah,
thinking about it for a
butterflies.
second, Flick's armor is now polka dotted.
What color polka dotted?
Any color that you can think of, and a few that are just like not that haven't previously existed to human eyes.
So it's the ugliest looking thing you could have thought.
It's just every
Uh,
single color you can imagine in different
know what, why
polka
not?
dots.
Why not intersperse the polka dots with vertical lines? Just
vertical line striped polka dots.
And
Mm,
every other
jeez.
line is teal and puce paisley.
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay, it's been done.
We have determined the ugliest thing this world can have.
Ah! I'm blind! I'm blind!
Yeah. Try
Oh God, no!
sneaking
I
in
just
that
wish I was.
corner.
Angus kind of looks at you and goes, I kind of wish I'd stayed blind, having not seen that.
Angus,
Keldor
don't
just
let
looks
this-
at it and is like, "What's wrong with it?"
Angus, don't think for even a second this is a reason to ban magic again. Because this can be undone. Just like this will only last for an hour.
Oh, if anything, it's actually a wee bit more justification for keeping magic around. I mean,
No.
it's really, really offensive to my eyeballs. But, you know, I guess if more people were doing it, it wouldn't seem so bad. I mean, I have no concept of how acceptable trends in fashion operate. Surprisingly, it's not part of the regal studying programs. But,
Probably for good reason. Let's get across the river.
probably.
I give Angus a Funko Pop.
He looks at it and goes, great, and then just throws it to the side and goes, are we getting a move on?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
Vako is going to cast Fly on me, Angus, and both horses.
Okay.
I'll take you up on that offer of a ride, Keldor.
Because you're better at
Stand.
tying stuff than me, so...
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, because you sent your two drivers away,
No, I'm a driver.
Kid's got a decent ride skill.
who's operating the?
Oh, Kid's standing on the hitch in between the two horses, because he needs to be able to make them both jump at the same time, and so he's attempting to control two horses at once.
Well,
Wonderful.
I guess that leaves it to me. Okay, Keldor, I don't need that ride anymore.
And I hop up in front of the cart and I take the reins.
Okay.
Well, let's
so
tie the rope first, and I fly by and pick him up from the driver's seat
Okay.
and fly him over to the tree on the other side.
Just hanging like a dumpling.
All right.
Get that rope. Use rope.
Use rope. Do.
'Cause
All right, Biggest. All right, Wayne, you ready to go?
Biggest and Wayne.
Yes.
And
That's the horse's
how?
names.
Oh yeah, sorry. How far is this distance? Because that's going to determine whether I use a regular rope or the troll gut rope.
the river itself is at least 50 feet across if you're going for the thinnest possible area.
Okay. So, and the trees aren't right up on the banks, like we said. They're a little.
No,
ways
there's like an extra
beyond the
10 to 20 feet. So, you know, you need at least 80 foot of rope.
Okay. Yeah, I guess probably best to use the troll gut rope for this. I kind of wanted to keep it on the cart if we could, but right. Anybody
Well,
else
we're
have any
gonna
thoughts?
attach the. We're gonna basically make like a rail for the carriage to travel across, kind of like a tramway type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the magic rope would probably be better than a regular rope, right? For that.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, then I'm going to set that up with the troll gut rope. And when we're over the side, I am making specific note to find a tree that looks heavily rooted and not like it's on a part of the bank that's going to easily slide away. It's not in sand or anything. And I'm going to put the rope directly to the trunk, and then I'm going to wrap it around like 3 or 4 times, and then I'm going to have the end actually go like up and like around some of the low boughs and make like big long loops and everything, and just a bunch of extra tension relieving
Yeah.
stress
Hey.
points there, if that works.
Lots of
Might
work.
not make a difference at all.
The other 6 people you've got with, are they in the wagon to get across with this?
I'm thinking we're gonna just. I'm gonna ferry them across so that there's less weight in the wagon.
That's a way better
yeah.
idea.
That's way, way better. In fact, if you and Angus do it, like that's no problem. Zendrix can just get herself across. Either by turning into like a shark and just crossing, or turning into a bird and just crossing. Like
And
nothing.
after I tie the first knot, you can just take me back, and
Yeah,
I'll
I
tie
take
the
you back.
second knot
Tie the second
while
knot,
you're
and
taking
then
people.
drop you off at the.
And you can ferry all the other people over. All good. I'm gonna go around and take a moment to connect with the horses before we do this, and just walk around and give them a little pet, get to know them a little bit. 'Cause I haven't spent much time with horses at this point. So,
All right, guys,
Nice,
we
Wayne.
can do this. I know you don't know what's going on, but don't feel nervous.
Do you want to
Don't feel
roll
anxious.
a handle animal check?
Oh, sure. That's not what I was aiming for at all, but that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do that. See if anything actually comes of this. Oh, that's not a good bonus, but
Good roll.
there you go.
18. Yeah, that's damn good. You kind of walk up on the horses, they let out a loud snort. They kind of they seem comfortable with you. They're like, "Yep, cool." And when you take your seat and you take up the reins, they kind of look back briefly to be like, "Yep, I'm okay with this." So
Look actually gives the horses a thumbs up.
and they stand up.
Okay. Now give
Kid,
yourself
you
some
take up
advice and
your
we'll be good.
position. Out of curiosity, which way are you facing? Are you facing forward? So you've got your
I'm
ass.
facing forward, so I can know
in.
exactly when to hit that moment.
And bonus is you get to essentially shove your ass in Flick's face.
Yep.
So
If you consider that a
Flick,
bonus.
you're getting a lovely view there.
I'm making sure that I have my rope and grappling hook tied and out in an easily grabbable thing on my bag. And I have a few quick snap harness points on my bag for ropes and tools that I want to have access to. So that's on one side, and then I have just another coil of 50-foot hemp rope on the other side. Again, easily accessible. So if we need to, actually, I'm going to take the second one, and instead of putting it on my side, I'm going to actually tie it to something solid in the front where I'm sitting, so that I have a line to either just toss out to somebody or even grab if I'm getting pulled out or something.
Yeah.
But I don't want to tie myself to the wagon.
Yeah, that's cool. So you basically got a quick release mechanism. You go,
Yeah,
jump out the way.
I got a handle I can grab if I need to.
All right, perfect.
Try to.
So everything is set up. You've got your 6 other people over on the side. Begin operation. What do you call this operation?
Okay, Kid's gonna let loose a shrill squeak to let Sugar know to fly forward. We're gonna be trying to keep line with him, since he's the only resident flyer that we have. Kid, still letting prestidigitation go, is going to make the horses. He says when it goes green, the horses go red, then they go yellow, and then they go green, and that's when Flick is meant to hit.
So go on green.
The second green.
Kid sighs heavily. Yes. Yes, on green. I'll do it again. Sugar, come back. Sugar will wheel around in the air and come back around. Okay.
Oh, you.
He had already done
And
it.
so,
Oh, I thought you were saying that you were saying that's going to happen, not narrating that it was.
the horses are red,
I didn't hear you.
yellow, green.
Yeah.
Okay,
shit.
make a handle animal check, Flick, to
Alright.
get these horses going. Kid,
Get
obviously,
this
you can
roll
either
separately
roll
then.
separately or roll to assist.
I'll roll to assist.
That's a 10.
And a 10.
That's 10.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, yep. Roll 10 or higher, and you add a +2 to it. That's a 10. Boom. Yeah, the horses start slowly moving. They aren't going in a charge. They're kind of going, yep, let's do. And they start moving forward. They begin to approach the bank. Kid, they
I'm
are
just
going
compelling
at
them
a
to move
trot.
faster.
Yeah,
So,
I'm also gonna give him the old giddy up,
Keldor and Angus are flanking the wagon, keeping pace with it. Fine.
Yep.
All right, and right as we get to the jump zone, Kid is going to slap both of them as hard as he possibly can on their haunches. May not have had the exact effect he wanted.
They both stop and rear up.
Well, what I'm gonna say is, Kid, they're starting to build up a little bit of speed. As you raise your hands to slap them to encourage them to go a bit faster, I'm bad with words. The little wooden bit you're standing on, you start to lose your balance, and you still hit the horses, so they speed up, but you fall backwards. You may either make your own reflex save, or Flick can try and make a reflex save to...
I'll make the reflex.
Yeah.
Woo!
Nat 20. Okay.
Alright.
Please describe what you would like to do as you're starting to fall back. Nat 20, you can do whatever you want.
Alright, so Kid, as he starts to wiggle around a little bit on the middle part, realizes, oh crap, I can't stay up here. He uses the 1 foot he has purchase on, jumps up and puts both of his feet on the side of the horses. And he is hoping that this will terrify them enough to really get them going. So I'll make a ride check. And I think that'll make him leap.
Oh yeah, ride check of 16 after that nat 20 to land firmly on them. You are standing on the two horses as they start charging forward. They are reaching the edge of the riverbank. Flick, now would be the time for you to pull up on the reins and try and encourage them to fly.
Yeah.
Yep, that'd be the
right
ride check.
back on those reins. Ride check or handle animal?
It's a ride check to make him jump.
Yep.
Okay. My ride is my dex. Oh,
Yes.
there goes 15.
Just enough.
As you do that, you whip the reins, and the horses instinctively do a jump. However, they're a little bit confused because they go in the air,
And they don't come back down.
but they don't come back down. They're like, and
That's
they
why Kid's
start
there.
charging. Like they start charging in midair, pulling the wagon forward. Obviously, gravity comes into play because you didn't cast fly on the wagon, just the horses. So as the horses are flying, the wagon kind of drops down and begins to what's the word I'm looking for? Starts to like just touch
Pendulum.
the water, and the back of the wagon is starting to like sink a little bit into the water.
They
I
Why
don't
are
would
know how
you
to
do
floating.
tell
for
the horse
ballast?
to go down.
They do have floats on them. The wagon does
Yeah.
have floats on it.
Yeah, so it's not sinking, but it definitely hits the water and kind of like boom, bounces down a little bit. Like,
As that
adjusting.
happens, both Angus and Keldor are gonna try and like make sure it doesn't tip or anything. Well,
Yeah.
Keep the nose up.
Support it. So basically, the only way I can describe it with my hands is horses are here, flat line, and the wagon is dangling behind them at a slight angle, like that. If that makes any sense.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so now we gotta hopefully get this wagon to land wheels down.
It's a damn good thing that nobody was in the wagon because it started.
That's why I decided to ferry him across and have everything strapped down.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
You start to cross the river. It's very easy. That you get to the other side, and it's the horses see the land, and they start going and moving down towards it. How are you addressing the wagon being pulled up onto the other side? Because the wagon has been dragging along the water.
As it starts to get up to it, I'm just gonna do a strength check to try and like pick it up as just a little bit, so it's not as rough a hit.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Angus will be assisting with that.
Yeah, I'll try and slow the horses
Oh
down a
my
bit so they're not
goodness.
coming in too fast.
Really?
Okay, strength check of.
That is like the very
Well-
close to the shittiest strength check I can make.
Yeah,
Kids want to
Angus-
jump off of their back and attempt to grab both of the reins and use the force of gravity to hopefully bring both of them down at their correct angle
Yeah.
to make this slightly better.
Okay, I will
Well,
let go of the reins.
Mid-air
Angus
horse maneuvers.
rolled an 18 on the dice, so he's got like a +3 strength, I think. So he got 21 on the strength. So his side is absolutely fine. Like, but Keldor, you know, it's weird. You know, you're going, oh, you think I'll need this much, and basically, as
I'm
the
pretty
wagon,
sure I
wagon-
got a
heavy-ass
splinter in my
wagon.
paw, is what happened.
yeah, as you go to grab it, you grab like you tried to get the underside, and you know, the wheels are still turning, and your hand got caught in one of the turning wheels, and you, ow, mother.
Yeah, that
This thing
works.
also probably weighs like 1,000
taking any
pounds or
damage.
something.
But basically, what the way I envision this is, as you're trying to lift the wagon just enough that there's no damage as it gets dragged onto the bank, Angus's side lifts, but Keldor, your side does not. And the wagon itself is going to take a little bit of damage, not enough to render it immobile, but the left-hand side of the wagon, the wheels look a bit knocked and a bit damaged.
The good thing we have a wagon wheel repair kit.
Yes, it is. You know that these wheels would not survive anything longer than a couple of hour journey like this.
We brought
Okay.
extra wheels, right?
We have extra, like, where is
Who needs
I had them
that
put-
when you have wizards?
Yeah, we
True
do have
that,
wizards,
too.
but I also had them put like spare wheels in between the wheels that are on the wagons. Remember?
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
extra wheels, we had wagon wheel repair kits,
Yeah.
and just wagon. And we also have artisan. We basically
Tools for
came
repairing them. Yeah.
prepared for.
Yeah. We
any-
kitted this thing out before we left.
Yeah, we did.
Made our caravan pretty cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. I'm.
So, on the other side, are you taking time to get all of this sorted and then moving
I'm
on?
assuming none of the clerics or wizards prepped.
Mending,
re-
because I got
mending.
that prepped.
You do? I'm gonna
Yeah,
let
I'll
you
figure
do that
Yeah,
then.
that's absolutely fine. Gen 3 would also have it prepared.
Go for it.
All right. So mending has been cast. Basically, I can repair very small cracks. Won't be enough to like fix the entire thing, but
You can get the wheels going if you don't want to
yeah,
waste
I
time.
can at least make it to where they aren't going to fall off immediately.
Yeah.
And then I
So
can
I'll use
just
one
do a
cast and
quick
everything.
craft check to see if I can just shore it up.
Yeah, see if you can, like, just ram a nail and hold it together.
Eliza can cast Make Whole if she has to. Don't know if she's got it prepared, but
I'm
we
going
didn't
to
let her-
assume that she doesn't have it prepared because that's not a spell that she'd know.
Yeah, I wasn't assuming that she'd have it. So you'd cast
Okay.
mending, and then I would do this. Ah, I think
Yeah,
that's good enough.
Yeah, so what Keldor does,
Oh, I
you
forgot to
find you basically take some of the rudimentary repair kits and you essentially hammer on like
Some
a secure
reinforcements.
buffer around the outer edges of the wheel, so you know it's not going to fall apart if it hits a dip in the road or anything like. You've essentially put like a secondary wheel around it to keep it secure and like nailed it more securely on. So obviously these are very quick fixes because you don't want to sit down and waste half an hour when you could
Oh, no.
be
It's
forward.
just taking the wheel repair kits we have and just slapping it on there.
The horses on the other side, they're still just kind of floating in midair, a bit like. They're still attached to a wagon, so they can't get too high up off the ground. Not without trying to make strength checks and pull the wagon along. Can flight be dismissed?
no.
Nope.
Thankfully, it
Um,
only lasts for a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's like 1 minute per level.
Mm-hmm.
So
So by
you
the
guys
time
are
I
seven-
finish
seven-
fixing it, probably would. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know what, 7 minutes, I'd say that's justifiably enough time to hammer in and get a basic repair done on the wagon.
Yeah, Biggest and Wayne are fine.
As the horses gently return to the ground. They're not going to get dropped because fly doesn't drop you; it gently floats you. Thankfully,
I love
because
that we just pull off every horse glitch that has ever happened in any video game.
oh yeah, you guys like Skyrim the hell out of this. Just so yeah, you're all over.
Yep.
You jumping in the wagon and heading north.
I'm actually going to be staying outside of the wagon and scouting ahead. At times
sure,
at times
with you.
falling behind and using my trackless step feature to erase any sign of our passing.
Yeah.
I'll let Sugar ride with you. Or on
And
you, as the case may be.
here's
Zendrix and Sif
the-
will also happily stay on the outside as well, because obviously there's quite a lot of you trying to fit in this one wagon now. So, Kid, are you riding in the back, or are you riding up front with Flick?
I think for both of our mutual ideas, can I ride on top of the wagon?
Yeah.
Keep a watch. It's probably good
Um,
that they don't immediately see everybody. Because Vako was not part of the initial group, so...
Yeah. Gen 3 will ride up front with Flick, because Gen 3's kind of... he's a little bit of a jack of all trades. Like, he can do a little bit of everything. Basically, he's so desperately seeking approval of anybody who will give it to him. He just needs to prove himself useful. So he'll be there to help Flick out with the actual driving.
Sounds
All
good
right.
to me.
You guys start heading north.
The
Yep.
prestidigitation wears off on Flick's armor.
Yeah. This first leg of the journey, I'm assuming you're going to go for like a full 8-ish hours.
as long as we can go without tiring out the horses.
Yeah. Well, like logically, my mind says 8 hours sounds pretty good. You could probably push it to 12 if you went at a slightly slower pace, but you would get further. So it depends on how fast you want to travel.
Let's not hurt the horses. If we
Yeah.
force them to march, then they'll have problems.
Yeah.
We got healers, but no sense in injuring the horses if we don't have to. Biggest and Wayne deserve better for what they just did.
Biggest and Wayne. Like it.
Oh, I'm keeping an eye out for an apple tree.
Well,
If we pass any at any point.
one thing you definitely start to notice as you start making your way north. First of all, there are no roads, like not even dirt paths. This place looks almost entirely uncivilized as such. It's almost as if this region has very little going for it in terms of natural resources. So even the trees and bits and pieces, you'll see that there's definitely no what you would recognize as good fruit-bearing trees.
Okay.
The other thing you would definitely notice is the further north, like the first couple of hours, yeah, this is about right. By the time you get maybe 3-4 hours in, you definitely start to feel much more of a chill in the air. There's a definite strong wind blowing eastwards, and you're starting to see snow again, like just remnants of snow on the ground. And the further north you go, the more buildup of this occurs.
I start
So-
pulling out all the winter gear and handing it out.
Yeah, just like throw it into the back of the wagon, they'll all bundle up.
So I have like a nice heavy fur coat on top of my.
Well, before I progress on to the next leg of this first journey and describing what's going on, does anyone want to have little scenes or anything they want to discuss or talk about what their character is thinking and feeling?
What's Flick doing?
He gratefully accepted the winter gear, is now wearing 2 or 3 pairs of gloves, and has his cloak hunched up over him, coming to a peak above him, and he's huddled up like Yoda over the reins, just trying to put as many layers of fabric between every ounce of skin and the outside world as he can. Basically, see his eyes and his nose.
Okay, in that case, Keldor's just gonna leave that.
He
He's
looks
like,
like
he's
settling-
miserable. I
Yeah.
get one of the lanterns and like put it on the bench next to him, so there's a little bit of warmth there, like in case
Kid's
his
gonna
hands
hop
get
off
cold.
the top of the wagon
I'll,
and start walking next to Keldor for a bit.
Good luck with that.
He can hustle.
Cody, remind me, can you use prestidigitation to make small amounts of heat?
I can. I can also make things cold.
I was talking more for Genfrey, because what Genfrey would do is he'd do that on him and Flick while they're driving.
You can heat up things like foods, but yeah, it's superficial.
Yeah. So it's just so they don't
Just my
feel
fingertips.
quite so cold.
Just my fingertips.
So Genfrey, he kind of goes, don't worry, it's chilly, but, and he'll gently touch you on the shoulder, and you feel warmer. Like you're still actively shivering, like your body is still shivering, but you personally do not feel as cold.
Okay.
Yeah, Kid wants to jump down and just kind of hike next to Keldor, and he says, "So your vows, do
Yes.
they prevent you from playing a practical joke?"
Not at all. And Keldor gets like a huge smile.
How many lanterns do we have in the cart?
I have that listed. It is. Where are they? 10 lanterns. We have a lot.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know you definitely have at least one per person at the point.
Okay,
I
fill
think
about
we would've-
4 of them up with some oil for tonight.
Okay. We have plenty of oil. We probably would have sent some of the lanterns with the other group. I'll
Yeah.
probably do some stuff with that after session and out. Sit here looking at.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I trust you're not gonna like just BS it. Like,
Oh yes, we brought 32 lamps.
That is
who
well,
isn't carrying 47 barrels of oil at any given moment?
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Keldor's prepared.
Forgot to mention the 6 wagons behind us that hold the eternal amount of supplies that we always have.
Oh yeah, totally. Anyways,
Okay.
You know what? While we're at it, also the +5 Vorpal sword and the wand of Orcus.
Ah, yes.
I would have to destroy that thing.
We just don't use
them
them
for toothpicks.
Anyways,
That's what you guys have been using it for? Oh.
And at that moment, we realized we should never let Flick be in power.
All right.
So anyhow,
once
you were
it
discussing
starts to
practical
get
joke.
dark- Yes. Basically, all he needs to do is get 4 altogether lanterns, and he has to make sure all of them are filled up and ready to go. We also need either a blanket or a tarp or something.
we have both. A lot of
Awesome.
both.
I'd recommend the tarp,
Okay.
and I will do the rest.
Can do. And this whole time, I'm like almost walking circles around Kid because I have almost twice his move speed.
hmm
And I'm like checking things out up ahead, walking behind the wagons, going ahead, just like everywhere.
See, instinctively, like I know hyenas are not the same as dogs, but if you've ever been on a long dog walk with a dog off lead that does that, where it runs forward and runs back, runs forward and runs back.
Keldor's
That's what I'm
basically
imagining.
doing that, except for every once in a while he goes behind the wagons, like way behind the wagons, and like clears another section of their trail so that it looks like nothing passed through. And he just keeps doing that.
All right. So, we set up camp.
Well,
At a clearing.
what I was going to do is this first, like I described basically like the first 6 hours of the journey. So first 3 to 4, pretty standard, and then after you hit the 4-hour mark, things get a bit colder. You can start to see snow. Then when you push, like, are you doing 8 or 12 hours journeying?
8, so we don't hurt the horses.
by the time you reach about like the 7, nearly 8, you're looking at nearly stopping. There is nothing on the ground but snow. And this isn't so bad. It's maybe like a foot and a half deep, but it is definitely starting to slow down what the wagon can drag through. The wagon is very, very much struggling to move through this.
All right.
Okay.
We'll stop once we start seeing the horses struggle to pull it.
Yeah.
I'll just call it like, okay, I'll look for the nearest like decent spot to camp.
This is basically a big open barren area. You will have noticed trees and general fauna and foliage and like that has just diminished. It's very open. It kind of is reminiscent of like a big plain, like
Tundra.
yeah, tundra. That's what I was looking for. So there's not really any ideal place to set up camp. You'd have to make it yourself. You'd have to dig out the radius you want if you do not want to be camping directly onto the snow.
Okay, so I would look for a place between two fairly high hills. Search check. Not the great. But basically what I'm looking for is a place with two fairly high hills that are kind of steep. An area between them.
Yeah, you are approaching mountains and very mountainous. So yeah, you can definitely find like this seems to be like in a little bit of a valley. With a search check of 14, you probably don't find the perfect exact spot you're looking for, but you find somewhere good enough with good enough visibility and security.
In the morning. So about what time is it? Probably took us an hour to get across the river, and then we traveled for another 9 hours or 8 hours.
Yeah. So you guys would have, gotten up, spent an hour doing all your stuff, and then crossing the river. The actual act of setting up the horse and crossing, I'll trim that down to half an hour. So let's assume up at like 7-ish a.m. Spend hour for breakfast. Time you've crossed, and that was about 8:30. So it's about 6 o'clock in the evening.
So it's getting dark at the.
Well, yes, it is getting dark. However, it feels much, much darker here than everywhere else you've been because there's no signs of like active life. You're not even really seeing that much wildlife per se. So it seems the color from the sky seems to vanish very quickly. It's not night, but the sun is most definitely setting. And not in a nice, wonderful. The sunset's so pretty. It's like we'd best get our shit sorted because night doesn't look too good around here.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the shovel that we brought with us and start piling up a wall of snow on top of the hills and basically making the hills higher and kind of making it so that we have a nice little like valley that's even higher.
Yeah, you're making a little groove for yourself.
And ramparts on the outside.
Angus doesn't know what you're doing, but he asks for help and he'll happily assist.
As they're doing that, Kid's going to just kind of be walking around camp, just kind of looking at things, but he's got this really serious look on his face. And he's going to say very audibly near Flick, I don't like this. Something just doesn't feel right over here. Can't really figure out what it is, but I feel like we're being watched. And then he just keeps walking on.
Flick, how does that make you feel?
Frozen?
Of
EJ!
course, we're in ice.
EJ! There.
He's
Uh,
frozen with fear.
I think TJ's thing might have frozen. Because yeah, he's not actually appearing on the thingy.
Doo-doo.
He might have been trying to talk this entire time and has no idea what's going on.
Oh,
Oh, wait, there's movement.
man. There you
Ah.
go.
Right.
Wiggle.
There it is.
There you
Yeah,
are.
my internet's crap here.
Have you been trying to interject for a while, or have you been quietly
No,
listening?
just when kid walked over, I said,
Yeah, I know this doesn't feel right. I can't even feel my hands.
and then after what he said, I start like doing the like the old casual look around while trying not to look like I'm obviously looking around. Look.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I get a spot check.
If you want to make a spot check, please do.
I'm gonna make a spot check. I feel like it's gonna be comically terrible.
9. So, look, you see snow. Lots and
Lots of
lots of snow. It's kind of hard because whilst it is not actively snowing currently, the wind is so fierce that little wafts of snow are being lifted up and they're swirling in the air as it goes past. So like it's kind of hard to see much. You think you maybe see something like a good couple kilometers off the distance, because this place is so open. It'd be really easy to see if anything. But you go, maybe it's a rabbit. I don't know, whatever it is. Yeah.
So far away and it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel like that thing's watching us, but Sugar and Sputnik are around and they're spies, so maybe? I don't know.
I get a sense motive.
You can make one.
It's a
15.
15.
Cody, I leave this in your hands.
Okay.
What do you think a 15 would allow Flick to sense of Kid's motive?
Let me actually make a bluff check to oppose it and determine exactly what
Where that
he
falls.
might get out of how he
Yeah.
does it. As it happens, Kid absolutely does not believe anything is around watching him, but is trying to give that level of fear. Like, he's honestly saying it to try and freak Flick out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he chose the worst place to do it.
The only way I can describe it is kind of like
And then just kind of go on about the business of getting warm.
I'm still trying to describe it. Just trying to think of how this bluff would work. Like the only thing I can think of, like, you ever seen a child trying to keep a secret or not lie?
Kid's
It's kinda
giggling the whole time he's doing it.
Yeah,
It's-
you kind of got this like
Yeah.
little face where trying not to smell. You go, I don't know. Maybe
Oh, this is
watching you.
This is gonna be so good.
But it's just if you just like looked over here, that I would like really like
Yeah. All right. How are we setting up watches?
This is good questions. How would you like to set up watches? This very bleak-looking area in which you are setting up.
Kelder's
I'll-
gonna take the mid watch, the deepest part of the night.
I'm assuming this
Okay.
conversation is happening inside the wagon.
Yeah, like in and around it, I'm guessing.
I
So-
think
I walk from the front of the wagon, still bundled up and hunched over, and just sort of plod my way into the wagon, and then look up at everybody as they're having this discussion, and then promptly collapse in the middle of the room and just curl up.
one of the way we would set up camp, I think, in this area is we would have the tents like basically attached to the wagon,
Yeah.
like right up against it. We have a fire, very, very small fire going in one of the tents near the entrance.
You've got
and-
Genfrey. Genfrey can physically control the size of fire, so he can keep that under wraps. If you really wanted to, for that added protection, it wouldn't be implausible to put like a big tarp over the top of all of that as well, like
Yeah.
as a. So you're essentially
No,
making like
using
a
the tarp.
cloth
We're using the tarp.
igloo.
We have.
We gotta use the tarp.
Let me see. We have. Size again. Have a lot.
17 tarps.
That's
where is
right.
We have 10 square yards of camp. I'm pretty sure we have enough to, like, have a little bit left.
I'm a small body. You'll be able to dispose of me easily.
Okay. So, kid's gonna suggest the watch. Maybe Zindrik should take the first watch. If Keldor's gonna take the mid watch, then let's have.
Do you
Let's
want
have
to do 1 or
Primrose.
2 hour watches?
Let's do 2-hour watches.
Okay.
If that's the case, Zindrix can sleep in the middle and take 2 watches. And
Yeah,
we
that's
can
true.
have Angus take the last one.
So it's going to go Zindrix, Keldor, Zindrix, Angus.
Yeah.
I'll just use Sif to mark Zindrix 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
And we let night fall.
Yeah.
Kids
Night
staying up until
falls.
Keldor's
Everyone
watch.
starts to get settled. Everyone's huddled up and they trying to be respectful. Like, you're not in a great environment, but that doesn't mean you should start being difficult and take up too much room around one another. It's like, and Zindrix she'll basically just pop out and she's gonna take a seat on top of the wagon and basically allow her to keep looking around outside.
Okay.
Are there
I'm gonna-
shenanigans going on inside?
Yes, I would like to talk to Keldor. He says, okay, so here's the plan. While Zindrix is out here doing this and Flick's asleep, I'm gonna build a little mound for him to be in. Whenever it's your watch, go stand on that mound. And then, as soon as I do the thing, which you'll know it as soon as I do it, light all of the torches, but have them pointed in different directions. I'll do the rest.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Zindrix get eaten by wolves?
No. Zendrix's watch is rather uneventful, to say the least. It goes, it happens, the 2 hours pass, and she will head inside
Okay.
and let Keldor take his watch.
So
All right.
when I start my watch, first thing I do is I actually go outside of the bank of snow that we made, and I'm going to thorough look around to see if there's anything I can see.
Make a spot check. 23. It's really, really difficult to make out anything. As you've been inside, thankfully, on the inside, with Gen 3 just burning through prestidigitations left, right, and center, and the occasional endure elements to help people out. It actually is quite comfortable inside this little tent city you've made. The moment you step outside, there is one of the most fierce mountainous winds you've ever come across. It's rampantly blowing to the extent where you genuinely can't tell if the snow you're seeing being whipped up is from the ground or if there is actually snow falling as well. Your vision is very heavily obscured.
I thought snow was supposed to go down.
It appears as if it is. And up. And sideways.
And backwards and forwards. Making
And over and under.
After that, I will get lanterns set up so that they're all pointing different directions around the mound. And I'll stand up there and keep an eye out, see if anything gets...
Okay, are you in position?
Yes.
Okay, Kid has released the horses, which are sleeping. Thankfully, the mountain should prevent them from going too far.
Mm-hmm.
And Kid, from inside the cart, is going to very quietly mutter and use the spell Benign Transposition to swap Keldor and Flick.
Okay.
Flick is now in the middle of a cold snow mound.
Ah! Ah! I know I passed out quick, but this... Nope.
I sit up.
You see the lights going on from inside the middle of the cart. And then all of a sudden, a terrifying, cacophonous boom explodes from the inside. It's only sound, though, as Kid casts Ghost Sound.
Mm-hmm.
To make the noise of not only a boom, but also of, like, as the lights go at the same time, they all shake. The horses hopefully get freaked out a little bit. And,
yeah.
of course, everyone else is awake.
Keldor's just like has his head in his hand and is like, "You woke."
Seems like it was worse for everyone else than for me.
Okay, so we've got the lanterns all set up. And so, Keldor, you feel underneath you like you're sitting on a slightly concave surface.
Okay.
Kid very quickly throws a tarp over the top of you. With the lanterns all facing in like kind of a triangle. And then he makes the thing move forward while changing the ghost sound noise to go like woo.
As it's, and then you're doing slime.
Or
disc.
I don't have that spell, unfortunately. Yeah, the disc. The disc is now rotating as you are currently silhouetted in a tarp.
I start
as
shaking the
lights are moving
tarp,
back and forth.
like waving the tarp around.
Okay. Did they have to roll to see what this looks like, or do I get an intelligence check to see if I see through this, or if I'm waking up and...
See, I'm trying to figure out what roles would be worthwhile doing here.
I'm pretty sure I have to do a performance check.
Yeah.
No, all you gotta do is hunch down. That's all you need to do.
No, I'm shaking the tarp and trying to make it look freakier. Because you didn't tell me not to, so...
Keldor, if you roll a performance check with a +5 modifier for all these various different things going on, and Flick, I'm not sure. Like, what skill can you justify using?
Intelligence seems like the only one to me.
Yeah, just a straight intelligence check?
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight intelligence sounds fair to me.
It's way lower than any of my skills anyway, so it gives them a chance.
The thing does float about 3 feet off the ground, so it would be floating without.
Okay, well, that would help.
Yay!
Nat 1.
I'm gone.
Okay, so
+8 and I get a nat 1.
moving.
I'm pretty sure the canvas just falls
That's
off.
supposed to move.
Yeah, that is exactly what Keldor. As it starts moving, the canvas gets caught on something, so it's just you going, ooh.
I'm just going, and then I'm like, freeze.
I was like,
Oh. It's Keldor.
God damn it! Kid side of the wall.
And he what? Sorry.
Kid takes Keldor and Greater slides him off of the disc into the wall.
Just whoosh.
Damn it! I'm going to bed. Show's over, everyone.
Flick, I'm assuming you're happily just laughing at this, right?
I think he's like
He looked more
slightly
confused
terrified.
than anything. Yeah.
Slightly confused, slightly terrified, slightly laughing, very cold.
Wasted so
Yeah.
many goddamn spells. I'm not gonna get those back tomorrow morning either.
I just
Oh.
laugh and I like, well, that was a fail, and I pick up
You couldn't
the
have just
half
toddled over.
frozen Flick and take
I
him
was
back
about
to
to
the
make Flick the I want to believe guy, and this is how you end up doing it.
tent.
So, Kid, are you outside having seen all of this? Like,
Yeah, basically.
yeah, so there's the three of you outside. Everyone inside of it, they've essentially acknowledged shenanigans and go, "Ugh," and like thrown covers back over their heads. The three of you, what are all of your flat-footed ACs?
I am never flat-footed,
Um,
so
let me see here.
I-
That would be a grand total of 10.
I have uncanny dodge, so I am never considered flat-footed.
Perfect. So what's your regular AC then?
22.
22. Let me just see what. And Flick.
Oh wait, -1 because I did not just move 10 feet. Well,
So
actually,
21.
yeah, 21.
I may have just slid you 20 feet. So if that counts.
I don't think it counts for skirmish.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I have uncanny dodge as well.
Okay, so what's your regular AC then?
What is my regular AC right now? Let me get back to the right page. It is 19. Oh no, that's my AC. That's my HP. My AC is 18. There we go. What was it for?
Okay. So, as you're all outside, laughing, making noises in general, with lots of torches being out and about, and all of
Eat us! Eat us over here! If you could eat us, please, that'd be great.
Now the lanterns are set up on the floating disc,
Mm.
so that'll
Yeah,
work.
So, hang on, let me just move a few things around and about. If you would just want to like,
You put me wherever I was because I don't know where I got transported.
well, that's it. I was going to say, if you guys want to like, in and around the area near the wagon, if you want to like decide where
So the walls
you
I would have
would be
built
in
up
relation.
right here, so like the snow wall.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
want to like draw that on, like, yeah, perfect.
You can
I
ping
would have
me
been
somewhere.
smacked into one just now.
Cody, you want to ping me wherever I was transported to?
Yeah, you would have been put about right. Here-ish, that keeps you in range of the spell.
And then Kid, wherever you think you would be after all of this.
Up here, and the horses are obviously just fucking running around like idiots.
Yeah. Well, Flick and Kid, you find yourself, like, as all of this is going on, everyone's having, it's a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. You two, and Keldor, one fires at you as well. But it misses, like, you just instinctively dodge out of the way and it embeds itself into the snow wall. There's these very heavy looking crossbow bolts just fly into you. Kid, you take 6 damage.
Okay.
Wait, hang on, rolled the wrong dice. Yep, still 6 damage anyhow. And Flick, oh, lucky you, 2 damage.
He hit me?
Yep.
Nice.
God damn it! Joke's over. Wait.
Yeah, that's what.
Joke's over.
That's it.
Oh,
Attack!
Is this part of it?
this. No, at least not this part.
I'm gonna run
Yeah.
in the direction the arrow came from.
If you
Dark
guys
vision,
would
what do you
like to
see?
try and make a spot check to see where these came.
Yeah, I guess we should like use our eyes.
Come on, good spot check.
Sugar's not near me for this.
Bunch of mediocre spot checks.
Yep.
And one
Um,
absolutely failed spot check.
I can't see in the dark.
You did just get shot pretty good.
I
Yeah.
can't
You might be
see in
looking
the
at
dark.
that for a moment.
Also, the lanterns are all reflecting in really odd ways.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
totally like illuminated ourselves while blinding ourselves to anything in the dark. It's the best situation to be in.
from a slight distance away, you can make out one figure in particular, but
How the
you
fuck did we miss this?
you know that, well, as you look, you notice that they are wearing white-looking cloaks, and the front of this one person you can make out like directly. He appears to have a bunch of snow attached to the front, as if he's been laid down in it. And you can see these guys look as if they are designed for this kind of hunting.
Okay.
The creature you make out, the one, you know there has to be others, but I'll explain why you can see one and not the others in a moment. But it's humanoid. It's quite tall. It's quite burly. It's about 6.5 foot tall. It has hairy skin, feral eyes, and a flat nose and chin. This one doesn't appear to be wearing excessive armor, and in fact, the reason he stands out is on his front. Instead of just the snow, you can make out a very obvious-looking red undershirt, and it seems as if it's some kind of mark of superiority. It's like, yes, that's an important person. It looks very militaristic as such.
Alrighty. Seeing him,
But the
You fuckers are ruining my joke.
Keldor's gonna shout, "You're dead for that," and charge after him. Charge at him. Cameras are all messed up for this. And I'm going to make the charge action into attack.
Well, actually, you're very fortunate that you dug out all of your area, because the moment you step out into the snow, it's actually difficult terrain.
Which is why
Well, I
leap
don't
attack is great, because it ignores
Yeah.
difficult terrain.
Mm.
I do have to make a jump check.
Where are you making the jump from?
So, honestly, it would be like right where the cleared out area is. So I'm basically reaching the wall and just jumping down on his head.
Okay. So about there is where you'd be making the jump from. Where I just pinged.
Yes.
Well, luckily for you, by the time you get to there, it becomes a lot easier to see everyone, because one thing which has been making it very difficult is just the snow being blown around. But as you get closer, you can make them out. So, are you leaping straight for the big guy? Well,
Yes.
not like physically big, like the one who is clearly in charge.
Yes. Because he's the one I saw, and I'm making a charge attack. So, first off, I did Knight's Challenge him.
Mm-hmm. So he gets a will save.
Nope, nothing. I just get bonuses against him.
Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to remember which is which. It's like, Because I know one is specifically like will save, and then they have to fight you.
That's a different one. Alrighty. That's a 26 jump check. Back.
Du-du-du-du-du-du.
There is a +1 to the attack and damage. So
Yeah.
17 for 22 plus 8.
Okay, a 17 will not hit him.
Oh, wow. Scary.
Yeah, and as you charged and leapt over the two who are within striking range of you, as you leapt, they stabbed. Is it a sword? Yes, it is a sword they are wielding. We're not wielding like axes or clubs. They slash at you with their long swords. So that's a 19, which with a longsword is a crit. And that's an 18 on the dice with its plus would go to 20. You're charging, so that's a -2 to your AC, isn't it?
Yes, but I get +1 for having moved 10 feet. I get the
And-
skirmish bonus.
Are they technically flanking where they're positioned?
No.
No, they are not. So your AC is 19 currently. 20.
It would be 21 because I get +1 for skirmish.
Yep. He got an 18 on the dice, and that's very lucky because I think I've only got a +4 to hit. Yeah, so both of them are going to hit you. One was a crit with the 19, go for longswords. So the damage, the first one, that was shit. So that's 6 plus 2, so that's 8. 1. No, it's not d6s. What am I doing? I'm a fucking moron. My 8s. It would help if I rolled the right dice. Did I only get 1d8 out? What's wrong with me? Oh, the second one. So let's actually roll the real damage. Yikes, that's a bit better. So the real damage is actually 6 from the crit and 6 from the non-crit, as these two.
How much is the total damage?
So 16 plus 6
22.
is
Okay.
yeah.
Ouch.
As they have
As
both
these guys
stabbed
come
you.
out of the snow.
Yes,
can I get
they
a knowledge
stand
check to
up
see what
and
they are?
just stabbed.
Okay. Can I get a knowledge check to see which one they are?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I'm really struggling to hear for some reason.
Sure. Can I get a knowledge check to see if I can know what they are?
Yeah, it would be knowledge local.
While he's doing that, I just want to yell to everybody, "We got company out here!"
I
And I'm
think
gonna,
they're already all awake.
well, just double making sure. Better safe than sorry. And I want to whip a smoke stick out and throw it right by Keldor.
God damn it.
This is ruining what you were gonna do. Oh,
Kind of.
sorry.
Okay. That's fine.
Well, I pull it out right in front of you, like you can see me if you
Mhm.
know what I'm gonna do. You've seen me do this multiple times before. If you want to show something.
Yep. No, it's fine.
No? Okay. All right. Well, I'm throwing a smoke stick at Kildor's feet with the idea of surrounding him in smoke and giving him a 50% miss chance from all these people that are trying to hack him in little bits.
Yeah, go right ahead. That'd be a range attack. I'm not gonna bother rolling initiative for this because this is actually gonna be very, very quick, basically.
Okay.
So we're gonna try and go as fast as we can for all of these. So you throw that kid, your knowledge local of a 19. You determine that these are purely because of how they are operating and their size. You would have heard of these through mercenary tracks. In fact, they're probably, arguably, some of the best mercenaries anybody could hire. These are hobgoblins.
Oh, okay.
They're what? Sorry, I didn't hear the word.
Hobgoblin.
Oh, hobgoblins. Okay.
Yeah. So, renowned mercenaries, very militaristic in how they do things, and always willing to work for a fee. At least that's what Kid knows about them.
So who's hired them to come after us?
He's going to shout out loud, "Hey, do you guys know Meat Sprinkles?
I don't think that's his real name.
Griggle!"
They kind of grunt amongst themselves as the leader kind of looks at this, and he's actually now realized, actually, you know what? Fighting these is not worth it. Dying is not worth it here. Anyone speak Goblinoid or Goblin? Whatever it's called.
Ironically,
I don't-
yes, I do.
Oh,
Perfect.
shit, okay.
there you go.
Keldor, you hear the commander, the guy who is standing behind, he grunts out in Goblin to his battalion, crew, minions, whatever you want to call them. He shouts, "We're going to fall back. Dying is not worth the meat." And he begins to retreat. He's going to make a full round action to disengage and away.
Can you disengage
Uh,
in difficult terrain?
You can't see them
well,
because there's smoke all around you right now.
I still can try and hit them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing you notice is, well, you wouldn't notice it, but basically this guy seems to have no problem operating over the snow. It's almost as if he ignores the difficult terrain for some reason.
Does he? So
So he makes
that's
it
actually
out.
a really good question that we should probably clarify. Since my ability creates what's essentially difficult terrain, do abilities that cancel difficult terrain cancel my ability?
Or does your ability make difficult terrain?
Yes. This is probably something we should figure out now, because
Or perhaps next time on Tales from the Kingdom of Five.
yeah, sure. that would work too.
That is true. We are basically at the end. So what I am going to say is these other four, they do not have this capability to run away as capably. So if you guys wanted to just murder the crap out of them, you could do that.
Well, if
I don't
I
think.
can actually hit them, because they are in smoke, so it's a 50% miss chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keldor, you can try and make an attack on these. I mean, the two who aren't. Oh, it's 50 foot of smoke, isn't it? It's like a big burst.
15 feet?
Or is it 15? Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I think it's 15-foot radius, which is a 30-foot cloud. But let me just double check.
Basically, if he threw it at me.
Well, strong winds would disperse that.
This is true, so it would only last like.
Oh, the smoke fills a 10-foot cube. Yeah, so it's pretty small.
Oh, it's the exact
Some.
same as my ability.
That's it.
So.
So you'd notice these two on the outside, they start to run away. They struggle a little bit more in the snow, but they are all making their way downtown fast. I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
I'm gonna hit one of them on their way out, of these two closer ones.
Yeah. So roll to make an attack.
That is a crappy roll.
And mischance due to smoke. So
60.
yep. Do you want top or bottom?
Top. I'm assuming
Yeah,
that's-
you you get a solid hit on him, like almost to the extent where it almost feels like he kind of ran into your glaive because he can't see it either in the smoke.
It's like
Yeah.
So for 14 damage, you have
plus 10
knocked
because
him.
I did move
Yeah.
this turn.
So
Damn.
for 24
24.
damage, even better. You have dropped him down to -9 hit points. He is unconscious and basically dead, but still alive. The
Shit.
other one is starting to make a break for it.
And I do not have combat reflexes, so he could.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna
Um,
chase him.
Yeah, you've got one.
Oh man.
Who is
Kaldar,
still,
strong's the bleeding.
Oh,
he is
the
technically
moment
alive.
you said that, Keldor's going to react to that and activate his glaive healing and stick it on him just enough to stabilize him, not to bring him back to consciousness.
Yeah, the essential give 1 HP.
Basically. Well, 2 HP because that's
Yeah.
Minor wounds. Yeah.
So, we will leave that this time as we find out why hobgoblins are hanging around attacking people.
I caught
I'm
one.
gonna name this one Turkey Baster.
Hanging out committing suicide. Yeah.
So, thank you everybody for tuning in and enjoying this special kind of nonsense. Hopefully next week more other players will be here, but you know, real life and whatnot. I still enjoyed this very much, though.
Oh, it was so much fun.
I like our
Yeah.
group.
We missed
got
the point with the other players back, but I think it would have just been someone would have ended up sitting around anyway.
Exactly.
Session. We got to really dive into these couple scenes, so that's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to get like special focus time, definitely.
Oh yes.
So, anyhow.
Oh, Flick now thinks he's the best wagon driver in the world, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
That was kids mid-air horse acrobatics that was making this happen.
Blake doesn't care. So, as we wrap up, hey, welcome to the party. You can find them on Twitter at WelcomePartyRPG, on Twitch at WelcomePartyRPG, over on YouTube at Welcome to Party, and a Discord where the link is down below. Great place with great people, all inclusive, all fun, all good. Consider joining. Maybe you can appear on stream. You can find people to play games with, or maybe you can engage in conversations about various things. It's a good place. If you like me, please like me. It would feed my ego. You can find me on Twitter at the Bardic Knock, on Twitch at the Bardic Knock, on Patreon at the Bardic Knock. If you really like me and want to give me money, so I don't have to. Well, I still have an income. It's not like I'm like I need it, but it'd be useful.
You need
because
it.
then I could have like more than basic food.
He can provide beer to himself and make the entire stream that much more enjoyable.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to someone paying me so I could actually afford things like beer. But yeah, Patreon there if you want to help me, and also on YouTube at the Bardic Knock as well. Archer, who I think is that way, I don't know, whatever. You do things as well on the internet people should pay attention to. What are those things?
So I have my DeviantArt channel, which is a little dead right at the moment, and I am going to be starting up my Twitch stream again this week. First day will be on Friday. Just search Archer of the Eye. I will be what shows up. So
Nice.
great thing about having a name that nobody else sees.
Oh yeah, same with Bardic Knock. It's like, yes, it doesn't. No one else knows what this is. And then the other thing, the artist who did the lovely, lovely work of our favorite emo edge boy teenager kid is on Tumblr at Thomas-Safe-Zone. Good guy, good price. It's all
I got
good.
a new one coming up, so watch out for that. Not from him though, but I'll make sure to keep plugging him.
Oh yeah, well, we'll plug every artist who
Oh yes.
we get stuff from because it's good. Because they deserve the attention. We're gonna go
Yes.
raid somebody, aren't we? Who are we gonna raid? Is that on the forefront? If they're on, I'm gonna assume they're on.
Let me check. They're on.
In the meantime, I can do this.
What's he doing?
No, they are not live. So I'm. Who we're rating?
Oh. Hit buttons at random and see if it goes to something that's not Fortnite.
Well, I do know Castle Mac is on, so
Yeah,
let's go
he's
Red
always a
Castle
good guy.
Mac. It's one word. Don't autocorrect it. So we're gonna go Red Castle Mac. And
Arden's a building, and the other thing goes good with cheese. Let's go see how it works.
yeah, castles go great with cheese. In case you didn't know. So
Yes.
until next time, everybody, have a pleasant day and happy adventuring.